Hi everyone, it's Maria Dismondy. Happy New Year. I think this is my first live video in here for the new year. And what we're going to be doing is I'm coming to you live every other week answering one of your questions. So I don't know if you remember, but in November or December of last year, we took a survey in our group and we said, what can we help you to figure out? So we took those questions, and if I didn't have the information and resources from my own research over the years and child development practices, then I will find the answers for you. So today's big question is, how do you help your children to manage big emotions? So there's actually two parts to my answer. And the first part to my answer is emotional IQ. So at a very young age, we want to teach children to identify different emotions. And here's the trick. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Glazel. Thanks for joining in. When we're teaching children these two strategies I'm going to talk about today, when you're teaching them to manage their emotions, big disclaimer, you cannot teach them when they're in the moment. So you can remind them, but this education needs to happen when they are calm, when they're having a good day, when the going has not gotten tough. Okay, so now let me start over. The first one is emotional IQ. So teaching children at a very young age, what do different emotions look like? What do they sound like? And can they name them? So for example, Todd Parr is an author, a children's book author. He has these great flashcards, feeling flashcards. And what I liked about those flashcards is it reminded me of more sophisticated feelings I could teach my preschooler, like the word disappointed and discouraged. So not just happy, sad. So those are the basics, right? We're going to want to teach children happy, sad, scared when they're at a very young age. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Can we look through some children's books and can we find someone who looks happy? Can we find someone who looks sad? Can you look around in the world as you're driving in the car? That doesn't make sense. If you're at the grocery store, take that phone out of your kid's hand, have them look around and say, can you find someone that looks happy? Can you find someone that looks sad? You might want to say that one quietly. So you're going to want children to look all around them to identify different emotions. And the great thing about this is because then they'll learn to identify the emotions in their own selves, and they will be more empathetic because they will see the emotions in others. So the other thing about identifying emotions in ourselves, you can talk about what it looks like, what it sounds like, and what emotions feel like. So anger might feel really hot, and anger might feel like, like you're building up inside of your chest. Sadness might feel really draining and tiring. So you can talk about how the different emotions feel. So number one is emotional IQ, and number two is teaching your children calming techniques. So they're called, the technical term is called self-regulation strategies. And even adults use these, and even adults require these. So when your child gets upset, you can talk to them about different calming techniques. But what I would do is at the dinner table, talk about it when they're not upset. So hey, you guys, you know what? Let's brainstorm. If you were feeling upset about something, if you were feeling really angry, what are some things you could do to calm yourself down? And I don't know what your children might say, but you can kind of elaborate and talk about these different things. You can hum a song, you can count, deep breathing. I try to do, like, some websites talk about things like glitter jars, and weighted blankets are really great for heavy emotions, but I want my kids to have something that they can have when they're at school and they're not at home. So other things is to make a fist really hard and then to relax it, and make a fist really hard and to relax it. Pressure points is another calming technique. So actually, when I go to schools, I teach kids that taking your finger and your thumb right here in the ear and just kind of pulling down, that's a real calming technique, just pulling down and pressing. Another one is if you wear a necklace, grabbing the necklace and kind of rubbing the necklace is another calming technique. So pressure points, blowing into your hands, a wonderful calming technique. Okay, so I just gave you maybe like 6 to 8 that you can talk to your children about. And once they're in the heat of the moment, then you can say, honey, you're really angry right now. Why don't you try blowing into your hands? You're really angry right now. Why don't you try counting? So counting is probably one of my favorites when I get upset. And for some reason, when we're driving from piano lessons home, it's 5:40 at night, and they get so wound up, the 3 kids in the back of the minivan. And I usually have to turn off the radio, and I've been known to count. And the thing is I can't tell them stop talking to each other, because they're laughing and they're giggling and they're wound up having fun with each other. But at that time at night, it's just too much for me. Like, I'm on sensory overload at 5:40 with being in a car with happy, laughing children. Give me that at 12 o'clock noon, give me that at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. But for some reason, that time of night, and there's a lot of traffic on the road, and so one day, my 4-year-old at the time said, Mama, why are you counting right now? And I didn't even realize I was doing it out loud, but I was trying to calm myself down, and I was counting. So even grown-ups use calming techniques. So if you're just tuning in, I'm going to wrap this up and try to keep it short, but my name is Maria, and I am the leader of this group, and I'm so happy to see you in the new year. I'm with my glasses. I've got a lot going on. I got an eye infection and not feeling super well today, but so you might not recognize me, but I today talked about one of your biggest questions when we surveyed you in the fall was, how can we teach children to manage emotions? So there was 2 different strategies. So rewind the video and listen to it. And above all, the disclaimer is, do not try to teach your children those 2 strategies while they're upset. You have to teach these things on a day-to-day basis so that when they do get upset, they have the tools to use to calm down. All right, everyone, I hope that you've signed up for the 5-day Parenting with Purpose challenge. My team, so Mandy, who's part of this group too, she's my administrative assistant. Her and I, and NJ too, NJ is part of this group as well. The 3 of us have been working on this project, and I am getting so excited. And Mandy said to me the other day, she's like, I can't wait to take the challenge. I'm like, I know, isn't it so great? So what it's going to look like is 5 days, you'll get a quick email in the morning. I'll do a Facebook Live in the afternoon so we can kind of brainstorm help with each other on hot topics in parenting. And then number 3 is a brief journaling activity. And I guarantee you by the end of the week, you're going to feel so powerful as a parent moving into 2019. Bye, everyone.